Hello and welcome back to the Red Path. Today's video is a little different. Last weekend, I accidentally performed a live stream. I was logging on to YouTube Live to do a sound test for upcoming live streams, and apparently I went public. Well, a few people started trickling into the chat, and what was supposed to be a 5-minute sound test turned into an almost 2-hour discussion with some subscribers. So, as it's easy content because I already had it recorded, I edited it slightly and I'm uploading it now, so you'll be able to watch it. Now, I will warn, there's not really any super interesting content in here, but if you just, for some reason, want to listen to me speak for about an hour and a half, you can just go ahead and put it on in the background while you paint or do whatever it is you do in your spare time. Now, there's a couple points where I screw up some audio and music plays over my voice. I apologise for that, but this was a learning experience. So, without further ado, let's go in and listen to my first nightmare of a live stream. Maybe Aaron, hold on, I can't read that just yet. Maybe Aaron lowered his volume because, yeah. Okay, yeah, I wouldn't blame you. I know, listen, I'll be honest with you. I've been doing the channel since, I think October was, around October was when I put the first video out, or first couple of videos. And, I mean, I work in IT, I'm not computer illiterate, but as far as like sound engineering, video producing, editing, all that stuff, this is all brand new to me. Like, I can find my way around like Photoshop and things like that, but learning OBS and like actual video editing, it's got a learning curve to it, and sound audio is like the worst thing. Listen, I'm a musician. I play bass guitar, so if any of you are musicians, you'll know exactly what that means. I'm tone deaf. I've barely got a sense of rhythm. I'm below someone who can't play music, bass guitarist. You know, as a bit of respect to like real bass guitarists. But yeah, that was me. I played bass guitar because I can't do nothing else. So like anything to do with sound is like I'm terrible with it. So the first probably 24, maybe 30 videos I put out, every video someone was saying something about saying something about, oh, let's try and get that a bit closer. I wonder, here, it's going to obscure the shot here, but here, let me get this, there we go. Hopefully that will pick up. Oh, it's not even in the shot. Hopefully volume's a bit better with that voice. Yeah, as I was saying, I'm not musically or like audio inclined at all, and a bunch of my first videos, audio levels were way wrong. Like my voice was too quiet, or the music was too loud, just like really unprofessional. So I think audio is always going to be something I struggle with. Okay. Oh, dude, Cliff Burton, no doubt. Yeah, like, kill 'em all, man. Like I listened to, when I got into metal when I was like 12, 13, I started on the Iron Maiden path, you know. Like, I had a buddy who was real into Metallica. I liked him, but I was all about Iron Maiden. Like, Steve Harris is my boy. But in fact, my first bass guitar, which is still in England, it's in my mum's attic, I think, is signed by Steve Harris. But yeah, like early Metallica, like I won't listen to anything. Like, I don't even listen to Justice for All. It's a good album, and I don't listen to nothing after that. But Kill 'Em All and Ride the Lightning are just that shit's, yeah, I'm about that. Master of Puppets is a great album, but for me it was like at that point the production value was getting so tight. The songwriting and the production was right there on Master of Puppets, you know. And then after that, with like Justice and stuff, it's like kind of downhill. But yeah, Cliff Burton, fucking dude. Okay, so let's see what we've got. Alright, looks like much better with closer mic. Alright, cool. Hopefully, so that is the audio sorted. I don't know. Right, what have we got? I've got like a mental checklist here I'm going through. Same opinion as me, yeah. It's great minds, man, you know. Don't get me wrong, like I'm not like a musical elitist or nothing. Like we all like our own stuff. And if someone is into like later Metallica, honestly I haven't listened to, I think I may have bought Load, like honestly, like I may have bought it, listened to it a couple times. I listened to Reload a couple times, and since then I've not listened to any Metallica. But I ain't gonna diss on someone who does, or whatever music someone listens to. It's all good. What's that? When do you think New World Eaters will come out? Oh man, well, what I think, like it's like every year they're coming out this year, right? I said that last year. I thought it the year before. They're so overdue with for Berserkers especially. Like we got a new Khorne model maybe 5 years ago now. What is this, 2021? I can't remember. I know Khorne is a newer model. He's obviously pre new scale, but still pretty good model. But we've been due for Berserkers, you know, like they're legally old enough to drink in most countries now. So I think it's a matter of time. Will it be this year? It's hard to tell. I think COVID has screwed up just everything for like in every section of life. But I think had COVID not hit, we'd be like a lot further along in the release cycle. Because sort of this time of year typically is when they release a big box in like February, March. What was it like? Was that Space Wolf Necron one last year? Year before I think was like Forge Bane. I can't remember. They release so many damn boxes, and you know, I know we're getting our Sisters Drakari box, but it's not out yet. And I think it's delayed, and I think it should have been out earlier. I think it should have come out maybe like as a pre-Christmas box, and then 9th edition should have dropped like 2 or 3 months earlier. So I think everything's getting staggered back, and with the distribution problems, just because of the way the world is, I think everything's being pushed back. So I think we would have had a shot at coming out this year if it's in their heads, but I think at this point, unless they had like a whole line of new models ready to go like before COVID, I don't think we'll see them this year. A supplement? Yeah, I think we'll get a supplement, or like, you know, something better than Faith and Fury is what I'm thinking. But new models, nah. I want to be wrong. But I don't think it's going to happen till next year. But rules wise, I hope so. I'm hoping they give Chaos Space Marines what they gave to Space Marines at the end of 8th, and basically since they got their piece of shit codex that made them fucking Iron Hands unkillable and everything, you know. I mean, they were shit for all of 8, so whatever. But yeah, I think we'll get a maybe a supplement, something like that. I don't think we're gonna get new rules. Okay, so what do you think, man? Now I have to send the kids to school. Alright, Frederick, man. Hey, take it easy. Just thanks for being here and hanging out for a minute, man. Yeah, the current Berserker models, man. Dude, I know. Like, I was just taking photos for video, which it's supposed to be recording right now, but fuck it, bullshit. Video I'm supposed to be recording now, just like army showcase kind of stuff. You know, a couple people say like, my stuff ain't that good, but whatever. I got a bunch of it. I'll show it off. It's an easy 10-minute video for me, you know. Just take some pictures. I'm spinning my lore and stuff as well. But yeah, like, I'm taking photos of my Berserkers and stuff, and they're all kind of like kit bashed and converted a little bit here and there. And I'm like, I've got some of the new I ain't got none around. I got some of the new Chaos Marines, and I got some like Berserkers, and like the Berserkers, you don't look badass. Like you just look like kids playing, you know, with the grown-ups. It's I don't know. Yeah, we need new Berserkers, and I don't think we're gonna get them this year, but we need them. Alright, Aaron, man, take it easy. Thanks, you know, all you guys, man. I appreciate you being here. This like just complete surprise, basically, complete random. Jack, yeah, World Eaters and Empress are like that. Yeah, I'm obviously World Eaters channel. It's my #1 army, but it's like my. And I'm gonna catch shit for this, but I really want an Empress Children army, and I can't like I want to do the sort of cliche shit, make the loyalist traitors, whatever. But like I don't know if anyone here is familiar with the like the Horus Heresy novels, but the ancient Rylanor, however you pronounce it, the Master of Rites, who's from like the first few books, and like he gets basically supposedly obliterated on Isfahan 3, and then there's a short story about him later where he's like trying to mac up fucking Fulgrim, and it's just bad. And there's actually a pretty cool like String Storm YouTube song about it as well. But it's just like, I don't know, like Emperor's Children are cool. Like they're cool for completely opposite reason World Eaters are cool. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm like World Eaters through and through, but just Emperor's Children, not bad. But you know what? I want a Night Lord's army as well. I want an Iron Warriors army. I want a Black Legion army. I'll take a Death Guard army. Like, you may have seen my video. I got like Sisters of Battle and shit. I got some Tau, which I'm gonna get rid of that shit. Don't worry. I like my little Inquisition Scion force because it's kind of cool. Like little badass dudes sort of jump down and like plasma people and whatever. That's cool. But ultimately, all I really care about is chaos. Like I like some demon shit, like the Bloodletters and stuff are badass. But really, like the Chaos Legions, like the Chaos Space Marines. That's where I can't see myself playing loyalists or nothing. Yeah, the one who virus bombed Fulgrim. Yeah, it's just like it's so fucking epic. Like this whole Warhammer 40k. I mean, I played fantasy back in the day, but it was like it's just like little kids like moving shit around. I didn't play, but like 40k. As I got back into it, really like right there at the end of 7th, start of 8th, like was getting back into the game. But I've been reading the Horus Heresy novels since they more or less first come out. I think it was like maybe Galaxy in Flames, like the 3rd book. I seen that as like a new release somewhere. I was like, man, that's Warhammer. That shit was cool. So I picked it up, or picked up the first 3 books. And I was like, oh shit, and just started reading and just like getting sucked into the internet on 40k, and then finally got back into the hobby and the game right there at the end of 7th, 8th edition, and like just that whole stuff of like reading about. Oh, it's fucking uncomfortable. Reading the short story with the ancient Rylanor, and he's like, yeah, Fulgrim, fuck you. I've been holding his virus bomb for like 2,000 years or something. I can't remember exactly. But hey, what's up, Cam? What's going on, man? But yeah, I've got a soft spot for just like all the Chaos Legions. I don't know, like feel like a link to the Dark Gods, I guess, from playing Dawn of War back in the day. Like the original, I played Dawn of War 2 for like a little bit, but I couldn't get into it. But the original Dawn of War, I remember I played that. I played the beta, like I got the beta of Dawn of War, and I got my buddy. I took my PC because I had a decent PC, but it's shit in there. I'm talking like 28k, like beep beep, like that shit, right? And I took my PC to my buddy's house, so we could like. I think he had a better graphics card, but I had a better processor or something, so I was going to borrow his graphics card, then hook up to his internet to play online Dawn of War beta, because there was a tournament, and it was like, if you won this tournament, you got to play the developers, and like if you beat the developer, then you get like signed shit or whatever. and I made it to the final of the tournament of regular people, and I lost. I was playing Chaos Space Marines. That's all I played. Chaos Space Marines. It's like a little fucking cultist comes out. It's like, for the dark arts. It's like fucking like stupid. It's so cartoony. It's like old 40k. Like, don't get me wrong. I love like Grimdark and shit, but the old, like, not old, but like 80s, 90s, early 2000s, where it's like kitschy, kind of like cheesy. And that just man, the Chaos Space Marines and that, like some of the voice acting and shit, it was so good. And ever since that, I've just been totally into Chaos Marines. On a train, dude, you're on a train on the way home from work in Japan. Man, that's cool. Like you. Wait a minute. So all right. So who was in Australia? I can't. All right, because I'm guessing Australia, Japan. You'd be probably both similar, so I'm guessing it's what, 5 o'clock roughly for you as well. So I'm trying to do my sort of like cheat codes for time zones, but I was talking earlier about I'm just fucking terrible with time zones. But yeah, Dawn of War 1 definitely was the best one. Relic, yep, Relic and games work. It like works so good. I mean, don't get me wrong. I really like the Total War Warhammer. Total War's like real shit. I love that game. I've played that since Shogun. I got that when I was in university, like the original Shogun when it came out. Man, played the shit out of that. But yeah, Dawn of War was fucking lit. But anyway, so yeah, I got to the final. I lost the final to some other dude who went on to play the devs. He was playing Eldar. I was Chaos Marines. He beat me in the final. Then he went on and he lost. I can't remember who the devs played as, but he told me because I chatted to him afterwards. He's like, yeah, man, they kicked his ass. And this is all in the beta stage, like before it went like the full release and stuff. But 341, okay. So yeah, what's that? Yeah, about an hour behind Australia. Of course, I'm sure there's like probably 3 time zones in Australia as well. Okay, cheesy Chaos Space Marines are the best Chaos Space Marines. Damn right, yeah. Man, my whole trick in that game, like I'm pretending to be some fucking tactical genius or nothing, but I remember like the cultists, you could upgrade them with like a cloaking device or something. I don't know if it was, you didn't cast a spell on them. I think you could literally just make them invisible for like 10 seconds or something. You could do it to any troops unit, I think, but I'd do it to the cultists because they were cheap and shit, and you got a champion in there, and if you got the one of the like buildings and you put your resources in, you could get a bloodthirster, and you could sacrifice any unit champion to create a bloodthirster. I'd stealth my cultists into like the enemy base. I'd have my like dudes like on the front lines, like fighting over the strategic resources and shit, and I'd stealth my cultists into their base and then spawn a bloodthirster and then just like destroy all their shit. And it weren't no like super tactics, but it won me, I don't know, like 60% of my games or something, because it's like you literally didn't see it coming, and if the cultist died, I don't give a fuck, it's fucking cultist. But which is literally still my philosophy with cultists. But shit, man, this turned into a little chat here. But yeah, alright, let me I want to check something here real quick. Alright, I've got, I think, 4 people viewing. That's pretty cool. Have you tried the Ultimate Apocalypse mod? I did download it. Right, so on my Steam, let's see, because I know I think that's the one you got to have like Soulstorm and everything sorted out, right? Yeah, let's go. Yeah, I'm just making sure I'm not going to give away any critical details here. Right, split screen. I know, like, if I remember right, I've got to install them in like a certain order before I can install the Ultimate Apocalypse mod or something. Oh, like, I'm literally in the way of this. Let's Unlock me. I think it was called like the Relic or Reliquary Sanctum. It was like I know they was all basically like mirror match maps, but it was I think it was a 4-player map or 8-player map. I'm trying to think. I'd have to look it up. I think I definitely did 3 hard AIs, and they were a team. I don't think I did 7. No, I did do that on Red Alert though. Like Red Alert, that was my legit game where I was actually fucking good. Dawn of War, I was good, but I went like no fucking pro or nothing. Red Alert 2 was the one I could beat. I got a mod and I could beat like 15 brutal AIs, and I used to play competitively or whatever. I never won no money or nothing, but I kick the shit out of people. That was fun. Hey Leonardo. What's up? Amazing intro. Oh, did you see the intro? That's cool. Chaos Space Marines don't need tactics. They just need to run in and die for the Dark Gods. Absolutely, Esquilax. Absolutely. You just, as long as something's dying, it's blood for the Blood God, right? I mean, that's all we need. Right. But yeah, hey fellow sons of Angron, what's up? Unsee Me Tangent, welcome to the chat. This is like, just because I'm not sure when everyone's joined, this is like totally random live stream. This is not planned. I was supposed to be in like basically private mode or unlisted mode, where I can provide the link to the stream to like whoever I want. And I was just going to post it in the Discord and have someone hop on and check my volumes and shit, because I just want, this is just a test to make sure all my little things are working, which there were some problems, and I've got to work on some audio levels and stuff for a true live stream next week. But yeah, Hacker Man, yeah, definitely. I couldn't do it now. I actually I think it was like EA Origin or some bullshit, fucking EA shit that you had to download they gave away Red Alert 2 a few years ago for free. Maybe like 20th anniversary or something, I don't know. I downloaded it, and on EA Origin I was like, oh my god, I gotta delete this shit. But got Red Alert 2, and I was like, I loaded it up. It played pretty solid and stuff, and I think I played against like 3 hards. I was like, yeah, I'll just go easy on Arctic Circle or something, which was one you could oh wait a minute, you're probably talking about Dawn of War, ain't you? I'm talking about Red Alert 2. I love Red Alert 2. But it kicked the shit out of me. I don't know. They must have upgraded the AI, fucking give it cheap resources and shit. Yeah. But Dawn of War, yeah. God, what's the name of that? I want to say the map was called the Relic, but the relics were also those things, like there was like the special things you could capture. So I can't remember, like, because you had your tactical objectives and then like the requisition points, and then you add the relics as well. I think, I don't know. I can't. It's been so long. Oh yeah. So anyway, I'll keep getting sidetracking myself. Yeah, this is totally like a ad lib or ad hoc stream. This wasn't meant to be a stream. I was meant to come online, get someone to bullshit with for like 30 seconds just to see if it was working, because I finally got my adult level internet today, which is good. Hopefully the quality is good for you guys. Actually, yeah. Alright, let me do some like quick stuff. Like, so we've talked about sound. Hopefully the sound's been okay since I stopped fucking it up. But is the video quality, other than my bald head reflecting the fucking LEDs up there, is the video quality good? Like is it jumping? Is it buffering for you, or is it like depending on assuming you've got decent internet yourselves? Is it pretty good? And then like, how is the text size of the chat on the screen? Not the chat that you've got like to the side of the screen, but if you put your video full screen, you'll see like, you know, the on-screen chat box. Is that legible for you? Just like if there's any like stuff that you see that just looks stupid or out of place or unreadable, if I've spelt something wrong in the little ticker thing down here or whatever. Alright, what we got? Whole setup is nice, background, everything is good, cool, thank you. Escalax, vid's good, thanks Dan. Real smooth, Brian, thank you. I appreciate the feedback. Just means I know when I have a proper stream. Chat box way small, I think. I have to wait for you to pop up on the big screen. Chat box way small. Okay, I can relatively easy fix that. It's fucking easy. I just got to open up this whole thing, like the surrounding box. Man, I can't do this. The surrounding box just like a fucking Photoshop file. I just got to edit it, make my screen a bit smaller so I can make the chat bigger. I'll get that figured out. Chat box small, okay. But glad it's decent quality. But yeah. Okay. So, of course I ain't got a fucking pen. Got paintbrushes and yeah. Well, let's open up a text file. Oh no, we don't want that one. God, I hope that I didn't just flash my passwords up on screen, did I? Oh my god, I'll be fucking dumbass. Alright, so sort out audio levels and fix chat box. Chat box way too small. Alright. Okay, I think that's really it. There's the intro and pre-stream mic position. Alright, sorry, just totally using you guys as guinea pigs. Okay. Alright, I can fix that stuff. Oh, but yeah, just going back to shooting the shit, like with World Eaters getting a release. Was kind of bullshitting about that before. Basically, I don't. Oh, all good, mate. Cool. I want new World Eaters so freaking bad, man. So bad. Like new Berserkers. I want dedicated. Another named character, basically, or you know how like Death Guard get like the biologist putrefier and stuff. Okay, small on the phone. Yeah, that figures. I mean, is what it is. This is mostly for like rewatching and stuff. You know, I don't even have to do it. Like I've got where's my other? Don't want that one. Exalted Champion. Oh man, we could use some of them. Like what are they? They're like buffing characters, but obviously for World Eaters they're going to be more combat oriented. They don't need to like increase our berserkers to have like 84,000 attacks each. The song is playing over my voice. Crap. Why is the song playing? Every time you switch out of chat, your intro... Oh, are you kidding me? Oh, man. Oh, alright. Oh, that's so bad. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I had a... I don't know if any of you are familiar with OBS, but I had a quick transition set up and I forgot that I'd put my intro as one of the transitions, and apparently it was using that as like the default one. Okay, so song's playing. Every time you switch out of chat, your intro goes off. Hot take, but I wouldn't mind being able to take Khorne Psychers. Azaria Kairos was the reason I like Khorne the most over the other three. I'm sorry, Brian. I'm sorry. Like, such a noob. Okay, yeah, I need to make a note of that one as well. God, don't play fucking intro every 5 seconds. Oh, God. Alright, so that's done. Khorne Psychers. Gajira. No and yes. Like, I don't know how Age of Sigmar works. I've not played it, but I know Khorne get like their blood spells, but I don't think it's like magic. It's like Khorne's blessings or something. So I think first of all we can do better with the prayers. We can get like a whole sub prayer discipline type thing with an apostle. We could get like a cornate apostle. Like, everyone can take an apostle, but like if you're world eaters, you get like this super apostle. Maybe not an apostle, but like who's the one of Khan's little buddies in, I don't know if it's Eater of Worlds. He's like super. He's a blood priest, I think is what he's called. So there is in the lore there are these like cornate apostles that they ain't no like Bible thumping apostles. They're just like, we're gonna go kill, and like they're just like super pumped to go and kill shit. But I think we could explore that rather than and remaining ineligible to do anything in the psychic phase. It's kind of our thing. Alternatively, if they do create an endless spells thing for 40k like they do in Sigmar, we could have something like that. Now also, like narratively, like the Khorne apparently is like he's we know he's like the chosen of Khorne. He's like touched by Khorne and all that shit. But like in the Red Path novels, which are poorly written, but it's a cool story. Like, you know, it's like fucking people getting killed, whatever. I think it's the Red Path. When he shows up, it's either that when he's trying to kill Lozapath, the living saint, or in Shroud of Night when he's like, Celestine's got to die. It's one of the two. He shows up on the battlefield. I think it's Shroud of Night, actually. I don't know, whatever. He shows up and is like just like a mist of blood. It's like he's preceded when Khorne enters the battlefield. It's like a mist of blood. Like Khorne's like, fuck all you, blood. And it's like, and like all the like Ultramarines or whatever, like, what's going on? I can't see anything. And then fucking Khan's like, boom, just fucking kills everyone. I could see that. So I think incorporating like the sorcery, like blessings of Khorne through either stratagems or apostles' prayers, or like the alternative endless spells if they do that. I'd be all for that, because Khorne as a faction and as a god is still of the warp. It's still essentially sorcery. It's just not like psychic sorcery. Like, it's kind of, it's always a bit weird because Khorne exists in the warp and like psychers use the warp, so Khorne is the warp and he is psychic and shit. And like Khan has like a preternatural sense, but it's more like a shark scenting blood. So I don't know, whatever. I think we should remain anti-psyker, but we need something to replace that, to give us that buff in power. Okay. How about some extra wounds? Played a mate on the weekend and he tabled me. Yeah. We all but confirmed getting 2 wound on our Astartes, on our heretic Astartes. So all our cult troops, berserkers, chosen, chaos marines, raptors, warp talons, terminators, I believe should be going up to 3. I don't know if obliterators will get affected, because I believe centurions didn't. So if centurions didn't get an increased wound, I don't think obliterators will either, because they're, you know, like the mirror of each other. Mutilators will, in my opinion, either be just completely fucking removed, or we're getting new models for them, because they can't honestly try and, because mutilators and obliterators, you know, like the 2 cult of destruction units, like your shooty boys and your punchy boys, and they can't like make mutilators equivalent to obliterators with their toughness and their wounds and, you know, aggressive or offensive capabilities. And on the table, you know, your mutilators like this and your obliterators like hench like that. The disparity, given Games Workshop's how they've been doing stuff, it's not going to work. So I think we'll either get new models or mutilators are gone. We'll find out. I think that's why our codex is delayed, or why our codex isn't one of the first codexes, because normally Chaos Space Marines is like pretty early. Well, I say that in 8th, it was like one of the first codexes to come out. I think we're going to get a big box of something. I think it will have like generic Chaos Marines in it again. I think it will have maybe a new hero type. I think it will have mutilators, new mutilator models, and something else. It'll be against Space Marines again, or fucking Necrons, or Jesus, Necrons. I don't know. But yeah, World Eaters and Word Bearers are, yeah, definitely, like, narratively they work together. You know, like Khorne and Argyle, best buds. Lorgar, once he, you know, stopped being like all like super religious, like emperor religious, and like got good from like First Heretic. It's like a little way through her First Heretic and then into Betrayer. Like he gets interesting. Like after the initial, like he's emo about monarchy and stuff at the beginning of First Heretic, and then, you know, he sends the Galvor Bark into the warp and stuff, and then like it's just like, oh, what have I done? I'm so bad. But then he gets badass kind of, and like when him and Angron are on Armatura, just fucking killing everyone. It's pretty cool. Oh god, but yeah, I like the Word Bearers. I do. They're cool. It's good to have someone to hate that much. You know what I mean? But yeah, the extra wounds, Cam, definitely. Yeah, we're getting them to some degree, and hopefully we get some alterations to stat lines in general. But 2 wound berserkers is going to be lit. I do suspect they're going to lose the ability, like Blood for the Blood God. I think they'll bump up our attacks, but remove Fight Twice. I think the way 9th is looking, they're going to be looking at Blood for the Blood God, and they're broke as fuck. If we make Berserkers 2 wounds, effectively doubling their resilience, admittedly, like 2 damage weapons are fairly frequent, but still, it's just like the sheer mobility you can squeeze out of them. Like they ain't going to want to make us competitive. Like that would. If we keep Blood for the Blood God and get 2 wounds, and anything that is 1% better than the shit we've got right now for stratagems and stuff, because we've got some good ones, but we've got a lot of shit, and we need access to more stuff. They make us 1% better than we are right now, and give us 2 wounds on our Marines and 3 wounds on our Terminators. I think would be fucking good. You 10 Terminators at 330 points, 30 wounds. Yeah, I know it's only toughness 4, but you throw on an Apostle's Prayer. They've got 2+, 1 up save and cover, 5 up invuln, -1 to hit with Benediction. You put them in cover. You can hide them. You keep them in reserve for the first turn. Stick them in a transport. 30 wounds of Terminators. That moves as fast as well with Apoplectic Frenzy, or with Deep Striking, or in a transport, and then you get the 2, potentially 3 fight phases. That's lawnmower stuff there. So I don't know. We'll see. Extra wounds, Khorne related spells. Yeah. Not in the psychic phase. I'm down with something that is the equivalent of it, but we can't be good in the psychic phase. It's too firmly ingrained in the lore. There's things obviously that are sorcerous or warp tainted about World Eaters, but for the game's purposes, it fits World Eaters to not be active in our psychic phase, to maybe be a little reactive. I think that's what we should have. More negative modifiers to the opponent's psychic phase rather than us getting a psychic phase. I think it should be -1 to enemy psychic tests within 12 inches or 18 inches of any World Eaters unit on the table. Not stacking, but that you fucking throw some cultists up the middle of the board just to throw like Shadow of the Warp or whatever. That'd be good. Something like that. Just throw it on top, debuff their psychic phase. I'm good with that. I think World Eaters and Word Bearers, they definitely work together narratively, and they're cool. Word Bearers complement World Eaters so well on the tabletop with like that guaranteed warp time or Death Hex or something. I want a story about Khorne Berserkers storming into Word Bearers' cathedral, interrupting their prayer time. I can picture it in my head, like just like all the word bearers like sitting there praying and shit, like singing their like dark hymns. It's just like, like the Kool-Aid man can't just boom. That would be funny. You think with wounds increasing, there could be a stratagem with a blood frenzy effect, with like more damage or more attack on models or units with missing wounds. I like that. So, yeah. I like the concept. Application. So, obviously, you say you got 8 berserkers in your squad. You allocate, and you take 1 damage. You allocate a wound to 1 model. You take another wound, or whatever, they hit you with a melter for 8 damage, whatever. That eliminates that dude who's on 1 wound. He's gone. The wounds don't spill over. You can't allocate 1 wound to each berserker, so you'd have to do it by like half strength or something. And I think then that does start to open up the door to like the broken orc knobs from 7th edition, 6th or 7th, whenever it was, where you could just allocate fucking wounds everywhere and you could never kill them because of just how ridiculous it was. But I like the idea. And I think maybe once 50% of your army's gone, or once a unit is destroyed, the rest of the army gains this minor bonus. Or so. I think there's play there. I think there's an idea there. It needs refined to work within the mechanics of the game, but yeah, I'm down with that. Stratagem with blood frenzy effect, and also like the what was the shit, blood tithe or whatever in 7th edition, summoning blood letters out the ass and shit. Maybe something like that. If I remember right, presumably someone here played 7th and remembers it. Vague like 30 minutes of a game kind of memories of 7th edition. But if I was right with the Demonkin Codex, where you had like your World Eaters and Khorne Demons combined, you couldn't run Khorne. Like, he wasn't an eligible HQ for that. I seem to remember there being, I've got the Codex, like the old Codex floating around somewhere, but I don't know if there was like a lore snippet about it or something, but I want to say you couldn't have Khorne as the HQ or as a HQ choice in a Demonkin army. I don't know. Maybe one of you knows. Let me know in the chat. Main thing I think they should have for Psychers is that we could have a lot of Deny the Witch. Yes, yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying. We need psychic defense, Deny the Witch, negative modifiers. We've got Scorn of Sorcery. We want to keep Scorn of Sorcery. Scorn of Sorcery is very close to being one of the best stratagems in the game, depending on how the meta's going. Because obviously, if psychic stuff is heavy, like that 50% denies is clutch. You know, if everyone's playing Tower Necrons, fucking useless. But it's situationally, it's a top tier. You know, there's very few psychic powers that are worth trying to deny that can be achieved on like a 6. I mean, I don't play with a Psyker army, but I've played against plenty. And most psychic powers that you really want to stop, they've got to roll like a 7 or an 8. So therefore, if you've got any chance of denying, unless you've got some other buff going on, you're probably going to need a 9 to deny if they get it off. So then, you know, with World Eaters players, we know that rolling a 9 on 2 dice, it never happens when you need it. It never happens. So, Scorn of Sorcery is our number one. More Deny the Witches would, yes. Like, I don't know how, like, because at the moment you can have the Khorne Hounds can do it if you ally in those. You've got the Brass Collar. Zoofor could do it, but he's Legends now. And Scorn of Sorcery. That's it. That's all. Unless we ally in like enemy allied psychers. Or a table where you count wounds and the buff gets progressively better the more blood wounds. Yeah, I think for me, the real hope for that started when the Sisters of Battle Codex came out. I think it was the beta codex they released in a chapter approved like 2 years ago, and they did the miracle dice. That was the first time in 8th edition, I might be wrong, but I think I'm right. The first time in 8th edition where we had a mechanic that essentially used tokens, right? Tokens or miracle dice, which, yes, you roll them and you swap them in for whatever you want, but it's an outside thing that isn't just... Because all your rules are in your codex, right? Everything you need to play the game, if you've got the model, the codex, it's there. You don't need stratagem cards. You don't need like anything else. You don't need little blips you put on your models to show that they've advanced or anything. We don't need template markers anymore. It's models, book, dice, and measuring sticks, and anything else is basically ancillary to that. Miracle dice reintroduced another thing, like another mechanic, and they've done it a couple with something else as well. I think. What is it? I don't know. But anyway, getting off topic here. The miracle dice as another thing, as another resource, made me think, okay, we had the blood tithe, the blood stuff in 7th edition. They've opened the door to having a table that you power up on. Then with Death Guard, I understand it's just on a turn basis, but that aura of contagion just gets better. It's like a progressive buff. Like Doctrines kind of work like that for Space Marines, but they're Space Marines, they're better than that. Like, they can go back and forth. But I think Blood Tithe, or the more damage we take, the better. Our effectiveness is going down because of wounds, but it's also being countermanded by effectiveness in combat or mobility or something. I think the Khorne version of Nurgle's gifts, like Contagion, and Disgustingly Resilient, and all the other little shits that Death Guard get, it's obviously going to be combat focused. I want them to include some mobility in there. I understand Slaanesh is more likely to get mobility related buffs, but we need something. You can put 200,000 attacks on a fucking berserker, but if he ain't getting into combat, if he's not tough enough and he's not fast enough, it ain't doing no good. We don't focus on guns, although we can cheese it a bit with Khorne's rerolls and stuff. World Eaters as an army should work as a strong close combat army, and we need mobility or resilience or a little bit of both to be able to get there, or effectiveness with our transports, like a disembark after moving with our transport stratagem would be that game changing. We would be dusting off our land raiders. Oh my god, that would be good. And Black Templars get it, so why can't we have it? We should be getting it before. Black Templars don't know what fucking charge is. We take them to school with that. Like, we should be getting this stuff, but we're forgotten. But maybe it will come. And I think there's an opportunity for a new resource, whether it's blood tokens, wound tokens, whatever. And the way that everything's been going with how Nurgle went and stuff, I'm hopeful the rules will sort us out. I'm hoping so. Tell you can't count when it gets progressively better the more wounds. I just think definitely. I think I said it before. I'm fairly confident. I'd say like 75% confident we will get supplement. Yeah, I wouldn't say a codex. I don't think we'll get a codex. I think we may get a supplement. I hope it's not just a fucking page in a campaign book, because we've got these Warzone books coming out at some point, and they're doing rules for Knights, Admech, Sisters, fucking every faction, not Chaos Marines. That's fine. Right? Everyone wants their toys. We ain't no more special than anyone else. But we better not just get shafted with 1.5, 2 pages of generic ass codex rules and some generic ass supplement rules this edition. We need a separate World Eater supplement, something like that. I say that like we're entitled to it. Like we don't just play this game because we freaking love playing with toy soldiers, and we're gonna do whatever Games Workshop says. I mean, we know we are to a degree. Like we're going to be playing this game whatever we say. I ain't no point of acting like I'm. Alright, skulls. I feel like it's going to be a page in the rule book. Oh god. Oh yeah. I know. Yeah, I'm so. It concerns me. It does. It really concerns me that it's just going to be shit. But then I think when our 8th edition codex come out, what we like the 2nd or 3rd codex, it felt good. I mean, bearing in mind that I didn't make the leap from 7th to 8th in the way that most people did. So I know 7th was a completely different game. But from Index to Chaos Codex, I was like, yeah, this was pretty cool. We, got 6 warlord traits to choose from. Stratagems are cool. That's really cool how that works. It was a new game, new mechanics, essentially a new game. Excuse me. But what, maybe 5-6 codexes down the line, we very quickly realized that Space Marines and Chaos Space Marines, like big codex Marines, no one gave a shit. Eldar got broke as fuck codex for the first half of 8th, if not more. Tyrannus wasn't even that bad when it first came out. Like, it was mostly like abuses, like flyrants and stuff. But as in general, they got a few more toys, it felt like, or more original toys than generic ass Chaos Space Marines. And yes, that's something I'm worried about for our 9th edition codex. But we are not on the good side. We're not one of the first codexes out, which to me indicates hopefulness, because sure, Space Marines are going to get 7 codexes this edition. We know, apparently that's how it's going to be. We've got Death Guard, Dark Angels. I mean generic Space Marines. I don't think they'll redo all of them. Dark Angels, Space Wolves, Death Watch. What else? Death Guard. I can't remember what else. We know Drakari's coming out. I would guess that we'll get Admech, because they had a pretty big model release at the end of 8th with like their flyers and the horsey cavalry things and the Ornithopter, and I imagine they'll get a book. Knights need a book. No, they better have made a plan for Knights. I don't play Knights, but Knights need a book. They're unusable almost. Now, I know a couple of lists have done fairly well, but in your general play, not in your high tier competitive where, like you found the loophole where Knights actually work against everyone playing. Your average Knights, they just don't work. In a 2,000 point game, Knights don't work, and they need to fix that. I don't know if they want to give them Skitarii troops, which doesn't feel like, yes, it's kind of thematic. Oh no, that's really more Titan Legions, but whatever. They could give them an infantry, but then it's just taken away from the big giant robots. I don't know. Knights and Chaos Knights need a codex, but at some point we will get our Chaos Space Marine codex, and it won't be one of the first codexes, so it should be good. It should have had lessons learned from all of 9th edition so far. I hope. I cross my fingers, hope. We'll see. I feel like I'm going to be a page in the rule, but yeah. They'll have to make them broken if they bring out some new Berserkers so people buy them. Yeah. And, yeah, they more than likely will. Although, honestly, I think Berserkers would get a lot of... I think people would just buy the shit out of them. World Eaters are just a genuinely iconic part of 40k. Even if you don't know 40k, like if you're a nerd but you're not into Warhammer, you probably know the Emperor, you probably know Abaddon, Khorne, Ultramarines. Like there's some things which just like through cultural osmosis people know about. Like I don't really know much about Star Trek, but I know who Picard is and who Data is and Kirk is. I mean, I obviously know who Kirk is, but like there's things within like a nerd culture that are so cool that they seep out. And World Eaters is one of them. They're OGs. They've been around almost as long as 40k as a concept. Like so people will buy Berserkers. They will, because it's fucking badass. Hobbyists will buy Berserkers regardless of broken rules, and people will start playing World Eaters. But yeah, if they bring out Berserkers, they're bringing out a model line for World Eaters, which means we're getting broken as fuck rules. Right, we don't even get a space on the Chaos Space Marine stickers in boxes. Yeah, that's legit. Not there. Absent from, was it the rule book, the big rule book for 9th edition? I don't know. There was like a little subsection on Chaos Marines, and like we weren't included in it. There was something I can't remember, but there's been a few things. Like obviously one of the reveal, like Warhammer reveals, where they have like a couple of the community guys sitting and chatting to each other on Skype or whatever, and then they flash up the reveals. I think like last March or April or something. One of the guys had a whiteboard behind him, and it was like, 3 things to do where they're just trolling us as the audience, but one of them was release plastic Angron. It's like, you did that about a year before and it said release plastic sisters, so Angron, he's coming. We know he's coming. But yeah, they're coming, and I think, like I said earlier, it's COVID. COVID has delayed it. That's all it is. I used to be a night player, but it's hard to play with my local meta is 500 to 1,000 point, I assume, games. Part of the reason I made the switch to World Eaters. Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, 1,000. Oh man, 500 to 1,000 points in that would be rough, because number one, everyone's going to accuse you. I assume, because in my local meta, if you brought a knight to a 1,000 point game, everyone's going to say, "Oh, you're cheesy," even though you're basically playing at a disadvantage. You're chopping your legs off by playing with a knight at 1,000 points now. 8th edition, different. Now, it's like, just cut me in the throat. But people would like, "Oh man, that's so cheesy." Do you know how rules work? But yeah, I can get that. Yeah, you in 1,000 point, you ain't got a chance. Like, you could run Armiger spam, but even that, about 130, 140 points for an Armiger rating, so you could get like 7 of them, 6. Well, no. Can they still be squadroned? I can't remember. Yeah, that'd be your choice. What's the point of playing knights if you're playing as Armigers? I mean, that's not the point of playing knights, is it? So yeah, I feel your pain. Even if you don't know what Warhammer is, you know blood for the blood god. Absolutely, yes. Hell, I would buy it regardless. Newer models are definitely needed, but we do know that Angron just might be coming soon. Yeah. When I first saw I don't know if you'll see the review on Saturday. I think it was Saturday. Yeah, it was like all fantasy stuff. Now that box set, I think it was badass. I'm like, man, I want to convert that model. I want to convert that model. I want to convert that model. I want to play this game. I want to buy this game and I'm paint it, and I'm never going to play it, but I want to play it. But Belakor, or presumably Belakor, it's Belakor. But another kick-ass band. But when I seen like the first like wing or whatever it was, I was like, oh my god! And then it became more obvious because of like the dark black sort of like flesh, or like it's like a really deep red or something, ain't it? But it's not bloodthirstery. It's it's Belakor's own kind of own thing. And then I can't remember what it was. I think was it the thing like the point in pose or something. There's something which gives it away. I can't remember. I'll have to watch it again or look at the pictures. But I was like, okay, it's Belakor. I'm down with that. That's cool. That was cool. But yeah, I did for a second. I was like, oh my god, it's Angron. It's Angron. What are we talking about now? No idea. Everything. Like this is a sound test. I logged on Livestream to do a sound test, and somehow people found me, my private stream, and we've just been bullshitting for like an hour and a half now. I think that's cool. I mean, I ain't got to get up in the morning. I've got a day off work tomorrow. But yeah, what we're talking about? Yeah, the rule book of Ninth. There's a written letter saying that the red. Yeah, that's it. There's that letter about the Red Angels coming. The Red Angel is angry. If you bring the Khorne Lord of Skulls at 1,000 points, super cheese. Well, yeah, Lord of Skulls is a little bit different. Because you can, mind you Lord of War, you're paying a bit of a tax for it, aren't you? 1,000 points, because I think you only get like 9 CP. You can spend 3 CP for the auxiliary. I can't remember what the Lord of Skulls gets buff wise. Like, just get an invo. Presumably he's 3 up, 5 up for being demonic, is what I guess. But yeah, stick like Benediction and Darkness on it. Yeah, Lord of Skulls would be fun at 1,000 points, and I can see that being wrong because you're automatically able to not lose any Legion traits or any other stuff for mixing legions. Although again, you do have to have them in the Super Rocks. I don't know, whatever. 28 wounds, Cultist Warpsmith to heal it up. Yeah, okay. The Warpsmith, okay, it makes sense. Just to say hello from, so go to work. Be bloody. Romana, hey, good one. Good to see you. I know you always give me the thumbs up on the videos, man. Oh, sorry. Chris Kessler, Belakor model, yeah, seen it. Converting that would be amazing, especially for a Demon Prince conversion for World Eaters. If you can block out the chest to show the Chaos Undivided Ogre, yeah. I don't know if any of you seen my last video that I released yesterday morning. But I link to Eternal Hunt. Kraut Scientist is a German blogger. Does like conversion and his own unique take on the World Eaters. His warband's called the Eternal Hunt, and he made a Demon Primarch Angron. I'm just gonna bring it up because it's so damn good. Let me go. Oh, if I go split screen, it's gonna play the music for you, ain't it? Man, I won't bring it up because I don't want to keep spamming that music. But go to Eternal Hunt. I linked it in my last video. Eternal Hunt. Just Google Eternal Hunt 40k or something. And his conversion or his Demon Primarch Angron is badass. Like, he's got like the dreadlocked butcher's nails, like the cerebral implant type, and it's phenomenal. I put a picture of it in the video in my last video as well. But 6 CP, yeah, 3 up, 5 up, 28 wins. Okay, yeah, like Lord of Skulls is cool. I hate the model though. Like it pisses me off. Like I can't get into the model. I don't know why. I know everyone loves it and most people love it. There's something about it. It's like dirty or something. I don't know what the word I want to use is. But I don't know if that was a good word to use. Actually, I'm not too sure. I'm assuming it's the one where he has the Space Marine. But yeah, he's got. I think it's Ultramarine. He's like ripped in half or something. Convert Bloodthirster and a lot of green stuff. Yeah, it is amazing work. Kraut Scientist, like I was on there like last week just reading through his background stories for like all his commanders and HQs. It's so good. So much work. Like I think he's got like 10 years of blogs or something. It's like all these like the intricately sculpted or converted models, and it's like everything is unique. It's so worth it. Like but yeah, like his models, his like his new Syrian version of Angron, like before he's even inducted into the. Well, I suppose he's got Gorefather and Gorechild, but he's topless, so like you see his Triumph rope and stuff. Just so good. Kytan Ravager, yeah. Yes, it looks unrealistic. It's just saying it just doesn't seem practical. Like, why would you build a torso on a tank? Like spider legs make sense in like a demon space world, but torso on a tank. Like the Kytan does look amazing. But yeah, like the Kytan looks cool. Lord of Skulls doesn't. I don't know. I know at the moment at least the Lord of Skulls is better. Man, I almost bought one on eBay the other day. There was someone selling this like Khorne Demons bundle, and he'd advertised it really badly, and I felt so bad for him. Like he was asking for a reasonable price, but he wasn't getting bids because he just showed a picture of a Bloodthirster for like $300. I was like, I ain't no one selling a Bloodthirster for $300. So I look in, it's a Bloodthirster, it's a Lord of Skulls, 2 boxes of blood letters, Valkyrie the Bloody, some other stuff, and it was a hell of a good deal, but I just didn't have $300 at the time. And then he must have sold the Lord of Skulls separately, and he dropped the price down, I was watching it, and I was gonna let it run through one more cycle to see if it accepted best offer. And I was gonna offer him like, I was gonna get me a good deal, but I was gonna offer him like basically his minimum asking price. But someone made him an offer before I could and got it. I don't know why I'm telling you that story, but whatever. Sound test, and I saw you were streaming, so I jumped on. Love your work so far. Thank you, Kid Crew Gaming. Keep it up. You really inspired me to start posting 40k stuff as well. That's what it's about. Let's sidebar here. I'm all about 40k. I'm all about a community, bringing people together, bringing cool people together, bringing people who ain't assholes or pricks or any of that stuff. I mean, obviously I'm cussing like a sailor on here, but you know, there's too much bullshit in the 40k community that I don't like. It's, you know, I respect everyone's right to be themselves, but we should all be able to come together, with some exceptions, because there's some people I ain't gonna have no time for. But we can disagree on taxes or something. That's cool. We can disagree on which football team or soccer team is the best. I ain't no problem with that. We could disagree on playing, you know, Imperial Guard, or whether it's Imperial Guard or Astra Militarum. I'll argue with that all day. But there's some things, nope, we ain't doing that here. So I know that hurts a lot of people. So I want my channel and this community that I'm trying to build up, that you're all part of, to be cool and for everyone to like get along, play badass, play the best damn Legion, the best damn army in this game, and go out there and kick everyone's ass, and then, you know, offer them a hand up afterwards. So you died well, but I still kicked your ass, you know. But it's all about respect. It's all about building a good community and being part of a good community and all that stuff. Okay, so but yeah, I want to help. If I'm helping inspire, I don't consider myself inspirational, but if I help you do something cool, post something about 40k, that's, you know what, that makes my damn night. That makes my night, mate. If I've helped someone out, hell yes. It's the back treads and giant engines that throw me off. Yeah, I get that. Absolutely get that. Oh man, sorry. I'm a smoker, and I've got a bad smoker's cough right now. It's not corona. Not that I can pass it on right over the internet anyway. But yeah, don't smoke, kids. Don't do it. I seriously don't do it. I'm a dickhead for doing it. I agree with the Lord of Skulls. I honestly would have liked it had it been a better looking Kytan Ravager with more of a gore feel. Yes. But I think they brought out the Kytan after, didn't they? Because the Kytan is basically literally the plastic top half of a Lord of Skulls with resin legs, because I think they realised it just looked absolutely stupid. So it's like, let's add extra money on and sell it on Forge World as well. Speaking of the Lord of Skulls, what are your thoughts on Necron Destroyers? Rules wise or model wise? Rules wise, I hated them in 8th edition. I haven't played Necrons in 9th edition. What have I played? I've had 5 games. I played Buddy's Blood Angels twice. Then I played a mini tournament where I played against Eldar for the second time in a tournament and lost for the second time in the tournament. And 2 Space Marine armies. So I've played Space Marines 4 times and Eldar once in 9th edition. That's literally it. So I can't comment, and I've been really bad in watching battle reports recently. Like, I pay for Tabletop Tactics, I pay for Hellstorm Wargaming, SN. I think I've got someone else as well. I haven't watched a battle report in like 6 months. Like, I've probably watched 1 or 2 games, maybe 3 games of 9th edition battle reports. So I'm really out of it, which is really shit, really bad. But I just don't have time at the moment, especially since starting this. I ain't got time for nothing. So I don't know about Necrons. I can't. There's probably either someone in the chat here or some of the people in the Discord would know a lot more than me. But yeah, if you want to talk about Necrons, we'll talk about Necrons. I don't care. But I hated them in 8th edition. My God, I hated them in 8th edition. I hate Necrons. Anything like that. Necrons and Death Guard. I just hate them because as a World Eater, you have to meet combat to be effective, right? And you use the little bit of shooting you've got, some like grenades or bolt guns or Rhino combi bolts, whatever. You're like plinking off like little models here and there to like weaken the squad. So when you hit them, you're not worried about like underkilling and stuff. Death Guard and Necrons, it was like they were always 100% healthy by the time you got there. Like you couldn't damage them as a World Eater in the shooting phase. You couldn't damage those kind of like super resilient armies because they just get back up. They're like fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger right back up on you or whatever. There was no escape. I hated them. Oh my God. So what do you think about a blood priest that gets a blood priest that gets stronger the more skulls you reap in game? 100% support this endeavor. Write a petition. I will put my name on that. Blood priest that gets stronger the more. Yes, it's thematic. It would work mechanically. It's Khorne as fuck. Yes, yeah, but a freaking blood priest. Absolute a blood priest. It's like, you add a skull dice to your pile every time a model is slain or a unit is slain. Spend 8 blood dice to summon 8 bloodthirsters or something. I don't know. Like yes, I'm down. Yep. Have you tried vaping, buddy? Yes, I did. Listen, I don't want to be a smoker. I've smoked since I was 13. I quit for about a year roughly before I got married and actually saved the money to pay for the wedding. Like it was, most of the wedding and stuff. And I didn't smoke for about the first 2 years of our marriage. My wife smokes and she's always smoked. And then we got in a marital spat and I was fucking give me a cigarette, took a cigarette, smoked. I've quit a couple more times since then and I tried vaping. I didn't mind it and I managed to convince my wife to try it as well as like trying to get us both to stop. She's like, it's my thing. Like I'll drink a little bit of beer here and there and she drinks wine every once in a while and I'll drink a glass of wine with dinner as well actually once in a while. But neither of us are big drinkers. Not drug users. No problem with people that are, as long as they're safe about it and stuff. I'd smoke some weed if I could, but I can't. Drug testing at work and stuff. But there's nothing. I don't have a vice, or it's the only vice I got, and I want to get it. Well, I like me some Wendy's as well, but lost my train of thought there. Sorry. Yes, I've tried vaping. I didn't mind it, but it didn't work because my wife started smoking cigarettes again. That's the loop I was on. She started smoking cigarettes again, and it's like the vape wouldn't cut it for me. I do want to quit. I was supposed to quit this weekend, or I was telling myself I should quit this weekend, and then I woke up on Saturday morning and I was like, I need a freaking cigarette. Okay. Necron destroyers have a similar body to vehicle look, Lord of Skulls. Yeah, Necron look wise, yeah, much better. I see what you mean there with the Necron that destroys. Yes, they work because they're alien. You know what I mean? Even though Chaos Marines are chaos, they're still human based. So we still have that anthropomorphic personification, or there's also another word where we humanize everything. I can't remember the word. I don't know, but like we put everything, so everything is like bipedal and like upright and stuff. And I think that's why the Kytan looks badass and the Lord of Skulls doesn't. It just doesn't work. Necrons fuck what a Necron looks like. I mean, I know we do like Necrons here are basically humanoid, but for the model range, it's fine. They got wraiths and stuff and scarabs. They're obviously like they're humanoid, but they're not human. Chaos Space Marines are still essentially human, so I think that's why it works for the Necrons. Winston Smith, what's up? Second that Khorne on the great work. Agree with the comment. Priest powers, but we need powers available every turn, like a psycho, not something that charges up. Yes. So yes, the like the Apostles' prayers are good, but they're not enough because of the way they're used right now. I'm hoping that gets fixed or changed with a codex. But with the power up, I think the power up like blood tokens, blood dice, whatever, would be alongside, in my opinion, because Contagion powers up. Like it's 3 inches turn one, then 5 inches, 7 inches, 9. I don't know. I can't remember how the toughness debuff that Death Guard get. It gets more. So I think there's precedent there for that power up, but we need something on the side. We need either an advantage in the psychic phases, in we debuff them by just being near us because butchers nails are fucking with the warp and stuff, or readier access to deny the witch abilities, and more stratagems. And we need more of everything to be able to legitimately compete with current Space Marine armies and Necrons and Death Guard and everything else. I actually wanted to start a World Eaters army, but I'm kind of putting it on hold because I know damn well new models are coming. Coming around the corner. I started doing my research of them ever since a buddy of mine told me to get my hands on the Indomitus Necrons. And honestly, playing with the army has its downsides, but funny enough, I have way too many of those bits. I'm going to be using them to convert the weaponry World Eaters have, and just have that feel that World Eaters don't care about weapons they use as long as it gets to spill blood. Well, to your last point, absolutely. Like in Betrayal, where Khan literally picks up Gorechild, and like everyone's like, oh, you can't do that because Angron's like it's a cursed weapon. If a weapon that's failed in combat or something, and Khan's like, fuck it, I don't care. Yes, World Eaters. Yeah, we have our like relic weapons and stuff, but dude, when the nails bite, they're using whatever. Like they beat people to death, hold guardsmen in each hand to kill other guardsmen. They don't give a shit. Yeah, if you want to make World Eaters that carry Necron weapons, fuck yeah. Why not? They could have been, you can easily write law for that. Like, if you want to. But like, dude, like that's the thing about 40k is you could create anything. You could justify absolutely anything. Fair cool bird is super hard. Yeah. So yeah, smoking it's like the stupidest habit. It's the stupidest habit. Like any addiction is obviously bad. Like any chemical addictions, drugs, smoking, drinking. If you can do something recreationally, have a beer, get pissed one night, whatever. I'm not condoning anything, obviously. But if you can do something recreationally and maintain and control it, I've got no issues. It's your life, and as long as you're not harming anyone, we're all good. But smoking there's no point to it. There's no high, there's no buzz. It's literally just a waste of money and a waste of health. And I'm an idiot. I'm an absolute idiot for smoking. I know I am. But I don't know. I've tried, and I will keep trying, and hopefully I'll fucking do it, and I'll do it for more than a week, and more than a month, and more than a year. Yeah, there. No, do not smoke. If anyone out there is in that kind of like teenage years or whatever, where you kind of get influenced and stuff, I know it's not like as cool as it used to be when I was a teenager. Just don't. Like, there's no fucking point to smoking. Nothing good comes of it. You enjoy smoking? Oh man, how? Like, I don't. I get up in the morning and I dread smoking, but I know I have to. Like, it's so weird. Like, I like it in the summer. I don't like it in the winter. Like, it's freezing, absolutely fucking freezing over here right now. And I was like, man, I've got to get outside and fucking smoke. But it's my thing. Drink my coffee, smoke half a pack of cigarettes in the morning. True though, you give me and my buddy extreme insight on world eaters and chaos space for Instagram. I appreciate it. Like, now, I said it in a video recently. I'm not an expert. I make a ton of, well, I make several mistakes, quite a lot of mistakes. I do try and correct them. I'm, compared to a lot of people, I'm still relatively new to the game. Like, I did play, like, old, I'm basically 40 years old. I played back in the day, like when I'm a kid, like, you know, like slapping some thick ass paint on models and like pushing them around and like, oh, these are the rules, like throwing models at my brother and shit. But basically, for all intents and purposes, I didn't come back in the game until the start of 8th edition. I mean, essentially. There's people that know a lot more than me. Now, lore-wise, I know a decent amount, like at least Horus Heresy and a lot of like the sort of ADB and Dan Abnett books. Excuse me. But I try my best to give accurate information, but sometimes I fuck up, sometimes I'm wrong. And you should treat every YouTuber, everyone like that, as though, you know, be skeptical. I don't, you know, there's a fine line, isn't there? It's like sometimes you got to be sensible, but hopefully I don't lead you all too wrong. But I appreciate the words. What video editing software do you use? Okay, so for my actual videos that I release, I use it's called Wondershare Filmora. Wondershare Filmora. It's like your basic end, like idiot-proof version. I actually have. I recently bought the Adobe. Was it? I can't remember. I just downloaded it. I was like, "Fuck it, I'll buy it." The Adobe one, film After Effects. I don't know the Adobe one because I've got Photoshop. I was like, let's try it. I haven't used it yet though because I've actually got like a little bit of a backlog of videos where I've got little bits done in Wondershare, Filmora, Wondershare. So I'm going to finish all that and slowly, hopefully, transition to Adobe to kind of like level up the professionalism a little bit. Now, what I'm on right now, streaming, is OBS, which is open broadcast software. It's free streaming stuff. Super easy to use. Super intuitive. It's pretty bare bones and basic. Like the images and shit. All this stuff is, I just made in Photoshop quickly. Watched a couple of tutorials on YouTube, like no more than fucking 10 minutes. I was like, oh, okay, fairly easy. Hey, Chrisiak Basil. I very strongly apologise if I butchered your name there, but hello. Kid Crew Gaming and a flamer. He just grabs a flamer and starts burning houses down for everyone. Yeah. Yep, Khorne, he's a swell guy. I'm using some of my brother's Eldar axes as Berserker axes. Why not? Axes are axes. Sometimes you just ask people a question. Chrisiak again. Khorne just wanted everyone to be warm and cozy. It's true. He just wants to give everyone hugs and keep everyone warm and give people free dental care. And look after them. Like, he's a very reasonable person. Everyone is just always so terrified of him because he likes the colour red. I know. Advanced and charge would be fluffy and also a great movement rule for Berserkers. 100% agree, Aaron? Yes. And it pissed me off to no end that was like the Red Corsair / Renegade trait. I was like, one attack on the charge was fine. But, like, honestly, when, you think about your Berserkers, right? If they lose one attack, they get one. Certainly once we got Hateful Assault as well. We didn't need the Butcher's Nails attack. It's nice. It's some redundancy. But it's often overkill. Because if your Berserkers make it into combat, you've probably got to throw them against something that they're going to kill twice over. Or you're going to have to throw some stratagems on them anyway, so it becomes overkill. So what the extra attack, and because it doesn't double or triple up with Blood for the Blood God or Fury of Khorne, it's like, well, you're maybe running 5 Berserkers or 8 Berserkers, maybe a squad of 10. Rarely do I see people go bigger than a squad of 10. I mean, I've done it before, but it's not common. So you're losing 10 attacks. You've got like 50. That's fine. Advance and charge, dude. 8 World Eaters would have been high up as a top tier army. I almost guarantee it if they'd have had advance and charge. Once some of us got our grubby little hands on them anyway. I wanted to ask, what are your thoughts on the Death Guard rules of their HQ units? Like, per the one Demon Prince and one named character, do you think we would get similar rules? Yes, I think that will be a thing for all elite armies: Marines, Custodies, Grey Knights, Chaos Marines. I think it's fine narratively. I honestly do, and I'm fine with it for competitive play as well because it reduces some potential brokenness. I think it will apply to us. I think Khorne will be. Excuse me. Oh shit! I guess I am tired. I think Khorne will be obviously a Chaos Lord. I think we will have to be particular in how we pick that. So we'll have Khorne, Terminator Lord, Jump Lord, Regular Lord, Demon Prince. Those are going to be our options. Now we do have Dark Apostles, Exalted Champions, Warp Smiths, Master of Executions. So we do have alternates for our like lieutenant position. I've written several lists of dual patrol, so you can get 2 lords in there because it's 1 per detachment. So if you want to take a Demon Prince and Khorne or a Terminator Lord and Khorne or whatever, you can do it. I think dual patrol after a single battalion, dual patrol's like the most common combination I've been using. I did manage to write a brigade, but it was like I was just doing it to see if I could do it, and didn't really do what I wanted it to do. Other than that, I haven't messed with Vanguard or Outrider in 9th edition, but yes, I think I almost guarantee we'll have the Lord restriction, and I think we'll just have to figure it out. Advance and charge on 1 attack, kick crew. Yep, that'd be fine. I'm hoping they're a bit more original. I'd be okay with like an advance and charge stratagem, or as a like a round bonus, like how doctrines work, or something like that, or like the how the contagion aura of contagion is. Maybe it'd be like turn 1 add 1 inch to movement, turn 2 you can advance and charge, turn 3 punch your opponent in the face and laugh. I don't know, but yeah, I want to see it. I want to see it as an option, if not a trait. And what HQ options would we be seeing if we get said changes? Because that would mean we can't run a Terminator Lord with Khorne. Well, like I said, we could do dual patrol. Like, it's still possible to do what you want, but you just have to pay for it. That's the trade-off. So you could run Khorne and a Terminator Lord. You could get up to 3, because you can have 3 detachments legally, if I remember correctly. So you could run triple patrol. I think if you do, no, there's no Supreme Command anymore, is there? But if you do 3 patrols, you could get 3 lords. You could have Khorne, a Demon Prince, and a Terminator Lord if you wanted. But that's why I'm hoping we get more characters. I want to see the Exalted Champion have the option for a jump pack or Terminator armor. I won't need a Lord in Terminator armor if I can get a goddamn Exalted Champion in Terminator armor. That shit. Or a jump pack. A mobile Exalted Champion. Being able to just throw an Exalted Champion up the table with Gorefather or an upgraded like new rules variant of the Murder Sword or something. Yes, please. Same for the Dark Apostle. Dark Apostle should certainly have access to Terminator armor, in my opinion. Exalted Champion should be able to dress in whatever the fuck he wants. What else? Master of Executions also should really... I think a jump pack would be a bit more appropriate. Just because they're like hunters that they pick a target on the battlefield and they just go and get them. But, you know, being able to jump in tactical dreadnought armor would be badass too. But I think we need, if they could add those options, that'd be sweet. And it would reduce the stress of relying on lords or princes. Khorne would be like Typhus, but for Khorne. Yep, agreed. Brian, you're off. Love the video and keep up the great work. Killmain Burn. Brian, thanks for being here. Chris, honestly, if they allow demon princes to have legion-specific weapons like chain axes or like a staff or whatever, that would be cool. It feels like the current weapons on the demon prince seem somewhat underwhelming. Yes, but I think we may see a demon prince resurgence. I think the Nurgle one, like Demon Prince of Nurgle, is fine, but is overshadowed by other options in the Death Guard Codex. Tzeentch and Slaanesh will likely be very similar, just access to different spells. I don't know if you remember in 8th, the Slaanesh Demon Prince with the Intoxicating Elixir, and I think that was the Relic, and then there was a psychic power it could take, like made it extra strong or something. You could power up a Slaanesh Demon Prince, and it was badass. Obviously, the Khorne one was good, but lacking psychic powers, was just like outphased by the others. Hopefully, they learn from 8th edition and make 9th edition Demon Princes, especially Khorne Demon Princes. Need to give them something. I'm quietly hopeful for Demon Princes. Thoughts on Berserker Glaive? I like the Berserker Glaive. I've experimented it on Terminator Lords, Exalted Champions. I wrote a list with a Master of Executions with the Berserker Glaive, but I never played it. I like it on a Terminator Lord with Battle Lust, which is fights first and 6-inch heroic intervention. However, 9th edition has changed how heroic interventions work, so it's not as good. It was good at the end of 8th. I liked it there. Making a 2-up, 4-up invuln, 5-up feel no pain. Terminator Lord was pretty good. I think I had one game. No, I didn't run. But yeah, and then you throw in Red Butchers and stuff. It's good for crowd control. It's good for like holding a point on the map because of the resilience. So it's geared towards 9th edition, but just with the heroic interventions, you just got to be careful what you intervene into because the enemy can attack you. But generally, it's still good. Sorry, that was about Berserker Glaive. I'm tired. I'm going to have to be getting off here soon. I'll just finish these questions here. It feels like the current weapons on the Demon Prince is somewhat... Oh, yeah, talked about that. And Supreme Command Attachment is still a thing due to Primax. Okay. But yeah, isn't it like you can only take the Primarch? Like you can only take that unit, basically. I can't remember. Look, okay, folks. It is just after 3 a.m. here. I think I've been on here for at least an hour and a half, probably close to 2 hours at this point, I think. I need something to drink. I didn't even bring water down with me because this was going to be a 5-minute job. But yeah, I'm going to bail out of here. Thank you all for coming on and just bullshitting with me for a couple hours. Totally impromptu. Totally accidental. But I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed bullshitting with you. Unfortunately, it means probably be like a delay in the next video for a day because that's what I was supposed to be doing. Fuck it, right? Yeah, sound test. I know, right? Alright. Excuse me. Alright, so yeah, thanks all of you. I appreciate the questions, appreciate chatting. I do want to make this, it's not going to be a weekly thing, because I aim to do these live streams on Mondays, and I'll actually come prepared with some content, even if it's like painting or something. But I want to do them probably every other Monday, or maybe once a month. It just depends how some other stuff falls into place, because I think I may actually be able to do some safe, socially distanced gaming on every other Monday with my workmate, because we spend 10 hours a day together anyway. We're actually safe to play together. It just depends on the location. I'm checking it out tomorrow to see if they're actually like being safe. But anyway, so yes, good night to all of you, or good afternoon, good evening to Australians and fella in Japan, and wherever you are in the world. So yeah, have a good night, stay healthy, stay safe, and kill, main, burn. Take it easy. Thanks for being here, guys.